Hey guys, this is René. Welcome back for another video on this channel. Today I want to talk about trading in general. So this will be a video where I do not give you like one specific strategy, one specific trick, but I will just speak from my experience, how I see trading at this point, how I manage to generate profits in the markets, why I do not always generate profits and why I'm still fine with it. The reason why I make this video at this point is because currently my live trading account that I show a lot on YouTube for over 1.5 years now, I guess, it came down quite a bit. Like the last days were not good. In general, the last weeks were not really profitable. Yesterday again I lost 2,000 or 3,000 euro, and since I streamed this account live on YouTube, which is kind of important to me to be transparent, to show another side of trading, or a realistic side of trading that many people do not show on YouTube. But because I show it on YouTube live, it's also that many people will always comment on my performance, and it's really interesting. Like if it's going good, people appreciate the strategies, they think it's like super great, and if it's going bad for a few days or even one day is enough, they will say that the account is about to blow and it's the worst thing ever and it's stupid, and it kind of shows the mentality of people, and this is also the reason why most people will never succeed in trading. And I'm not saying that these people are like stupid or something. I mean, of course the things they say are stupid, but it's probably mostly that they lack experience, and this is one of the things, like one of the important messages, if not the most important learning that I had over the last, how long do I trade? Like it's almost 10 years. And what I learned is that you will always have good and bad periods, and it's actually funny, but you should not, there's no reason to get hyped in good periods, and there's no reason to be depressed in bad periods. Because if we really have a like rational view on trading, then what trading is that most of the time the prices, the charts, the movement is relatively fair, because there are so many players in these markets, and the prices are not like random, and there's no one creating these prices. It's not like someone is pushing a button, but the prices are generated by support, like supply and demand, and if people want a currency, for example, or sell one currency, buy another currency, if many people do it, it will shift the price of the currency. But at the current point, in the present time, the price, in my opinion, is always fair. Of course, there you can make predictions about the future. Some will say a stock or a currency is overvalued, undervalued, but if there is a certain price in the present time, then it means that most players, 99% of the players at the market, see this price as a fair price for this asset, which also means that, like with all of the knowledge combined, every trader pretty much, even the big institutions, they see the current price as the fair price. So who am I to predict with a like 80% guarantee or success rate what the price will be in the next hour or in the next day? In my opinion, I'm not able to predict it, especially not at such a high rate. So for this reason, I'm pretty chill, because if you accept that the current price is fair, you will also accept that it doesn't matter that much what you do. Like you can trade any strategy for 1,000 trades, and it's most likely that you will either be break even or a little bit in profit or a little bit in loss. These are the most likely, the most realistic outcomes. Of course, there can also be the outcome that you are just losing constantly or consistently, but then the reason is usually not your strategy, but the environment that you created for the strategy. What do I mean by that? By environment that you created for the strategy, I mean that you are either trading a symbol that is too expensive, or it's not just the symbol. Like in general, if you trade in an environment that is just makes it unlikely to succeed, it usually means that there are too many negative factors, and usually these factors are costs like commission, spread, or even slippage. All of this like all of these factors are the only factors kinda that make your strategy fail in the long run. Because if we would not have any costs, if there would be zero spread, zero commission, and zero slippage, then if you would trade any strategy for 1,000 trades, it would be most likely break even. That's just how like random numbers work. And as I said, the current price, in my opinion, is kind of fair. So if you just trade randomly, you should sometimes win, you should sometimes lose. But if you like apply the law of like big numbers, most likely you will be around the break-even level. So what is the biggest factor to make strategies or traders fail? It's the trading costs, and people underestimate these costs, but do not underestimate the commission, the spread, and the swap and the slippage. Because even in my account here, where I trade with super low trading costs, I even here in this account generated costs that are 3.5k, which is quite a loss, quite a big loss. If we also have a look at the overall profit I made here, it's almost 10%, or it's 6, 7, 8% of the profits that I made here. And the more I trade, the closer the bigger the percentage might get even. So this is why the costs are really important. So with this being said, this is the most important factor in my opinion. If we wouldn't have costs, we could do whatever we want. And by knowing this, you only have to ask yourself, what should I do, or what can I do to reduce these costs? Because the cost, biggest factor to make you lose. So how can you reduce the cost? There are a few general things you can apply, like for example, not overtrade. Don't use like quick in, quick out strategies. Don't use super narrow like distances between your entry price and your stop loss and TP, because this means like the closer the TP and SL is to your open price, it means that the more relevant are the trading costs. Because let's say, for example, the spread is 10 points and you are aiming for an average TP of 100 points. It means that the spread is already 10% of your TP, 10% of your average expected profit, which is a big number. It's a lot. And if you now consider, or if you now assume that the spread is still 10 points, but the average TP is not 100 points, but 1,000 points, this makes your average cost, just considering the spread, only 1%, which is a lot less. So these are some things that you can do to dramatically increase your chances of success. And this is why most of actually I would say, I guess most or all scalpers are losing, especially in like Forex and CFD, because these products are not the cheapest ones. I'm not saying that you cannot scalp at all, but if you really want to be a scalper, then you probably need algorithms, fast computers, you need low trading costs, and these are things you cannot achieve with your retail Forex and CFD broker. This is more for like professional institutions, and then also like physical distance to the like exchange matters and stuff like that. But this is not the game that we are playing as retail traders. So, and what I do in my trading is, and why I'm saying that I'm pretty chill, even if it's going good or bad, it's that I try to find strategies, and I only trade strategies that apply all of these rules and logical concepts that I just talked about. Or especially I talked about like the concept that the current price is usually fair, in my opinion, so you cannot really predict. I mean, of course, you can have like a guess, but you cannot increase the chances to predict the direction where the price goes to like 80% or so, because there would be just money printing and it would be exploited by other institutions already. So you cannot really predict the market movements. So the price is kind of fair, the movements are kind of random. And also, if you also reduce the average trading cost that you have, then it means that your trading will not just like blow your account in the next 5 days, or it will not double your account in the next 5 days. And by applying all of this, also of course what I just said, like combined with a like relatively reasonable risk and money management, then you should then you can be pretty chill, because you know that sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it's not that you will lose the next 100 days. It's just unrealistic. And you as a trader, you really need to understand these like probabilities, these general concepts about the markets. And this is, I guess, why most traders are freaking out if they have a losing streak or something, because it's understandable. They lack the experience, but if you have some experience, you will understand that it's just a numbers game. It's just a game of probabilities. You might lose a few trades, but yesterday I had a bad day in this account. As I said, today I might have a good day. The trades are not close, but it's looking good so far. So this is just how trading works. You lose, you win. It's just important that you try to win a little bit more than you lose, or a little bit bigger positions than you lose. And this is the little like edge, or the little difference that we are fighting for as a trader. But the rest is pretty random. So you can be pretty chill about your trading. You can have the worst strategy if you're not stupid and you forget about the trading cost. But if you have a strategy that is not like super short term and you have a reasonable like influence of the trading cost, then you can be pretty chill, because it's really unrealistic that you are so unlucky that you lose all of the time with your trades. Also, as I said, over the years, I got a little bit more experience with trading, and at this point I'm really chill when I'm trading, because also one thing I really figured out is that one reason why traders are panicking is because they just risk too much. And this is the last thought maybe that I want to share. What I realized is that now I'm trading real money, and most of these accounts that I show on YouTube, it's like real money accounts, but, and this is really important, I do not risk my whole wealth, or my whole all of the money that I have. I'm trading with a percentage of my money. I see it, of course, as risk capital. So there's a chance that it will be more in the future. There's also a chance that it will be less in the future. But either way, it will not affect my quality of life. And this is what people really, really, really if you only do one thing after this video, then don't risk your life savings while trading, because that's super stupid. I know there are all of these stories online how people became really rich with trading, and of course most of this is just scam, and they're just making up stories. But even if there are some traders who became rich by trading, which I don't deny, there are definitely some traders, but always ask yourself, did they really become rich because they have the holy grail of trading, or are they just the 5 out of 10 traders who made money, and the other 5 out of these 10 traders are not public on YouTube? So it's important to not over leverage. Don't risk something you cannot afford to lose, and then just have fun. That's the most important part. Try to develop trading strategies that could be profitable. It's a nice hobby. It's really cool to go through this trading journey, develop strategies, see how they turn out. You can slowly increase the risk if you feel comfortable, but just don't be stupid and don't rely only on trading. That's what I think is just not to be recommended. Okay, this video was full of experiences and talks. As I said in the beginning, no actual one advice or one holy grail strategy that I want to share with you, but still I think these thoughts are really important, and if more traders would consider it, then much more traders would be profitable, in my opinion, or at least much more traders would not lose their life savings. Okay, I'm out. Stay safe. Don't over leverage, and make sure that your strategies are set up in a way that the costs do not make it unrealistic to be profitable in the long run. That's it. I will see you in the next video. Have a great time and good trades. Bye.